Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2! It's gonna be Zest versus Rogue from Katowice here on Zen, the latter edition. Bottom left-hand corner, it is the red Zerg player, Rogue. And in the top right-hand corner, it is the blue Protoss player, Zest. Two players who are at the top of the game in StarCraft 2 for their respective races. The extractor trick here for Rogue to get 15 supply out of the 14 available. Which kind of means he's going to be aggressive here, I feel like. You better probe scout here, Zest. And I feel like he's going to, because Protoss always worker scouts. Oh, blocking the hatch. Rogue's like, alright, go ahead, block that one. I'll just take this one instead. I wonder what the purpose of that extractor trick was. I don't think I've seen that in these professional replays. Everything all right? Asks the observer as Zest asks for a pause and doesn't get an answer. Zest apologizes and we don't have to sit through that pause. So one get expand here, 16, 18, 17 here from Rogue, 18 extractor there. Spawning pool on 17. Maybe to block adepts from getting behind here? We'll have to see what the intent for that was. There's the Nexus. And I was watching GSL the other day. I think it was, let's see here, Cure versus Innovation. And man, that was a great series. It was a good TVT. Crazy stuff, man. Lots of weird Raven play. Made it super fun. So they had this map pool, right? And one of the maps in the map pool is crazy. Because that's what they do in GSL, is one map is weird and not part of the regular ladder map pool. And so, you know, you do your vetoes all the way down through this best of 7. And they played the crazy ladder, the crazy non-ladder map before Zen. Like, that's how much both Cure and Innovation hate this map. So, I mean, yes, as Terran players, you'd have to wall off 2 separate areas, basically, and it's really annoying to deal with, etc., but I don't know. I guess maybe just from my Zerg perspective, it's fine. There's a lot of wide open spaces to deal with. You kind of have to worry about these locations as Reaper hop-up spots. And like good dropping locations too, it's really nice to use that. But otherwise, I don't really complain about it too much. Third base time for Rogue, indeed it is. Coming out of the natural to take that third base location. And yeah, just, oh, Twilight Council opening from Zest. Is he going for the Adepts? Is he going Resonating Glaive Adepts here? We've seen him kill many a mighty Zerg with that build. We'll have to see how many gateways he gets if he starts Resonating Glaives or not. But that Twilight Council is a pretty big tell. Zest beat Cyril with this at Katowice, so like, yeah, he's pretty good with it. We'll see how Rogue can handle it, though. The answer really, you can go Lings and Queens against this if you have sufficient numbers of both, but I really feel like it's more viable to go Banelings to try to get on top of those Adepts. Banelings crash into them as they warp in, or as they shade in. Gah. Oh, shit. Yeah, there's the Resonating Glaives. Fantastic. We've got the extra gateways. We've got Warp Gate. And let's see if he puts up a oh, there's the Robo. Yep, for the Warp Prism. All right, man, this is the build. Rogue should be expecting it based on Zest's past PvC performances. So let's see what he does. Basically, professional Zerg players like to go for roaches against this. And yeah, he scouts it, man. He scouts the Robo. He scouts the Twilight. He scouts the Twilight researching. And back in the day, when Zealot Charge did 8 damage on contact, this could be a charge lot all-in with the Warp Prism. But man, those days are long gone, aren't they? The answer is yes, because they took away the 8 damage. So, oh, a Baneling Nest. Woohoo! All right, let's see how Rogue does with Banelings. Baneling Nest take a little while to build here, so I think he's going to have to hold this one off with just Zerglings and Queens. Making 12 Zerglings, making a Queen. Speed is on the way. And here we go. Warping in 4 more Zealots to go with the 4 that were in the Warp Prism. God, the drones are like, ah, we're not ready for this. Help, the Lings don't have speed. Ooh, the cancel on the Shade, moving on in, trying to go after. The Queens are fighting. The Lings don't want to fight because they don't have speed yet. A million more Lings coming in. 4 Banelings coming in. Spinecrawler trying to come up. That Resonating Glaives attack upgrade is so good. So good. Look at how fast they hurt Queens, too, when there are this many just shooting their orange frisbees. right onto those queens. The banelings are here. This is what I like. Get the banelings on top of the adepts, and they don't want to shade in there. They don't like it. And then when they don't shade, the splits against the banelings are good. How many adepts are going to die before they can shade out? Not enough, I don't think, for Rogue's liking, and they do manage to escape back into the main. Several of them are injured, and they don't want to fight Lings anymore, really. Okay, so Rogue holds the attack. I'm telling you, Lings and Banes, man, these 4 adepts try to get out there. Did any drones die during that attack? 1 drone went down. That is a Gosu hold out of Rogue. What a beautiful, beautiful hold from him. So we're looking at 45 to 44 workers, 3 bases here from Rogue. Fantastic. And the thing about Zest is that wasn't quite an all-in because he got 3rd base in the middle of it. He could have warped in some more adepts, but I don't think they were really going anywhere. So yes, the smart play on that situation was to go for the third Nexus. Good stuff here. Ooh, is he going to go for more? He's thinking about it, but there are Lings ready to go. So they're going to fight. More Lings are going to cruise in, and now the War Prism shenanigans are going to keep these adepts alive. Look at the low ground. Look at the low ground attacking. Oh, that's so good. 1 adept died, but several Lings went down there. Resources lost to 1,600 to 1,800, where Rogue has lost more units, but I think he's okay. I really think he is. He's droning really hard. He knows there's not much Zest can do to kill him, especially because he has the 3rd base rolling, which, again, he has scouted. He did scout that, so he knows the 3rd base is up and the timing is fantastic. So charge on the way, and Immortals coming in. You know what's good against this particular composition is just Lings and Banelings, man. Lings and Banes. Yeah, Baneling speed coming in right now. Centrifugal hooks on the way. Creep Tumor does get sniped thanks to the Observer support there. Very nicely done getting the Observer. He has the Robo. Might as well get some detection, right? Yeah, okay. Ooh, he just made some Dropper Lords. He's going to Baneling drop on Zest here in game. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, just Ling drop it in? Okay, all right, all right. I can support this. The army's really nowhere near this to support it. And here we go. He's going to unload. Oh, he's making Banelings inside. Oh, he's making it inside the Protoss base. He's waiting for centrifugal hooks to come up. Double hallucinated Phoenix in the mix. War Prism taking queen shots, though. Get out of there. No. You do not want to be here by any stretch. And here come the Banelings. 2 Banelings coming into the main base. Zest doesn't see it. Loses 5 probes. That could have been a lot worse. Oh. What? Oh, then the running. Oh, only 7 probes went down. I'm not sure that was worth it. I'm not sure that was worth it for Rogue, but okay. All right. Speed is done. Man, if he had waited for speed just for a couple more seconds, I feel like that would have been... It was a while, though, and the element of surprise is really important there. So really, only 7 probes die. That's nice. 4th base coming up on the left side for Rogue right now. Some of these probes are injured. I think maybe they came from the main base or the natural base. That makes sense. The transfer would be something he would have done there. So yeah, so Hydra, Lingbane Hydra, coming in to deal with largely this Immortal Stalker Sentry style dealio. I like this. I like the response here from Rogue. We moved into a standard game. This War Prism still trying to come over here, but there are queens, man. There are queens. Their anti-air is mean. It will destroy you. Yeah, War Prism does not want to fight queens under any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, so 4th base getting saturated. I really think Rogue is in a great position to win this game. That said, Zest is not simply turning over and dying here. He's got armies in the south and the north. He's going to try to engage with both right now. The north doesn't look very good for him, but the south might actually be okay if he can sneak up here. Again, that's why there's an evolution chamber holding. They engage up north. Ling's getting a nice surround. The Hydra's getting direct hits there, but boom. Coming into that 3rd base. Also, there's a Ling attack somehow sneaking into the natural base of Zest while all this chaos is happening. The Hydras are trying to deal with the Archons. Dude, get the Archons. They're so low on shielding. Okay, so now that Archon's dead. Now that Archon is probably dead here, too. It's a desperate hold. 12 drones have gone down. The Lings have been dealt with on the other side of the map right now. I think Zest might have done this. Oh, my gosh. Feedbacks on the Queens. And good game, Zest. Zest ends up getting the win here in game 1 of our sneaky twofer. So here's what I was thinking the other day, folks. You're like, how come I never see Protoss wins against Zerg? Well, it's because I think this is similar to a situation I had a few years ago. So let me tell you, back in the day, In Heart of the Swarm, an early Legacy of the Void, Terran looked absolutely dominant against Zerg in late game, right? So I was casting a lot of longer games, and Terran kept winning and winning and winning and winning. So I went to short games, and yeah, basically, if you can kill a Terran as Zerg back then before the 10-minute mark, then it's a lot easier than at the 15 or the 20-minute mark. So that's what was going on. And I feel like that's the same way here in PvZ in 2020, right? Shorter games with Protoss versus Zerg, yes, Protoss has an excellent chance of winning them. Longer games in PvZ, no, no chance at all. I feel like, as long as both players are elite and at top of their game, as these two players are. So, all right, so game 1 here, Zest wins. The Adept damage was not very great, but man, adding charge lots here, not enough Banelings. The Immortals were great. The feedbacks were so good, too. So disgusting out of Zest. Took some damage on the other side, obviously. The Baneling attack, if it had been bigger, I think that would have slowed down Zest and allowed Rogue to get some more time to do what he wanted to do. He wanted more Hydralisks. He wanted more Banelings. +2 on that melee attack would have been nice. But yeah, at the end of the day, fantastic. Zest. This is the man who beat Serral. This is him. So let's go ahead and move into game number 2 here. I think it should be a doozy. I'm looking forward to it. Game 2 is here on World of Sleepers. Top right, Rogue. Bottom left, Zest. I think that was the first time I saw the Adept all-in. Well, maybe it's not an all-in because the third base was there. Fail against an elite Zerg player, and then the Protoss still wins. So, man, Zest is incredible here in 2020. Not good enough to win GSL, though. Because, man, it is the year of Terran, apparently. Whew, 3 Terrans in the semifinals, which and the finals is a TVT best of 7. So, man alive. If you like TVT, tune into GSL. I record these a week in advance, but GSL's streaming schedule is a little bit slow. So, maybe, just maybe, the finals have not been played yet when you're going to see this. Once again, blocking the natural base. Rogue says no big deal. Third hatch. And 1 gate expand here from Zest. Hope you're enjoying this, by the way. Hope you Protoss players are like, oh, we got to give a like. Falcon actually cast a PvZ where the Protoss won. Glorious day. I've been casting some ZVTs where the Terrans win. I don't know. Seems like the era of Zerg is over. And I don't know, this is a question of balance changes. What balance changes have there been in the last 4 or 5 months? Nothing, really. They've talked about doing some stuff to Banelings, but they didn't do anything. It's just like, I feel like in ZVT, Zerg players refuse to use Infestors against the bio, which bothers me. And in ZVP, it's just this Adept All-In is really good, and then the follow-up from Zest was disgusting. I think part of it, too, is that Rogue went for a pretty expensive attempt on those probes, right? That was a lot of Lings, a lot of Banelings, a lot of gas. If he'd had those back home to defend, that would have been nice. I also went back and watched the final fight a little bit, and there were a few times that Banelings exploded on an Archon and didn't do anything to it, and that hurts too. So Rogue's control was not the best in game number 1, but hey, Zest still got the win. I can't take anything away from him. Zest is complaining about lag. Look at this Maynard transfer all the way down to the third base. That's so annoying. So what are we doing? What are we doing at home? Zesteroni, Stargate opening. All right, so not going for the Adept. What a Resonating Glaives play in this game here in game 2. We'll see what he's planning on doing instead. Probably an Oracle would be my guess. Do I have an Oracle name ready to go? I don't have many of those. They're not as popular as my Reaper names, which I think is understandable. We get Reapers in every single ZVT. We just don't get Oracles in every single ZVP. You know what I mean? Be cool if we did, though. All right. Be a lot cooler if you did. Name that movie. I'm sure you're aware of it. Okay. Let's see. Oracle names. Yeah, I don't have any on my list. Bummer. That's okay. It is an Oracle. We shall name it Susan. Susan of Ancient Times. It's kind of weird, right? Because, Susan, it's a bit of an older name. Like Susan B. Anthony was an old person who's been dead for a long time, right? But I just feel like Susan's not an ancient name. Like, was Susan a thing back in the medieval times, or? the Renaissance or any of those other times. Maybe it was. Maybe Susan's older than I thought. So Susan of Ancient Times moving out, everybody. Another Oracle coming in to join her. Go and try to kill some of those drones for disturbing her ancient burial ground here on World of Sleepers. The Zerg player, or the Zerg doesn't know, also doesn't care. Spore here. So Spore here. And no Spore at the natural. Because, ooh, he does actually get a cancel on a drone there. That's pretty good stuff. And 2 queens defending the third base. 2 queens, good. 1 queen and a Spore, good. But if you're missing one of those ingredients, no. Those are your options, friends. Is you got to have those 2 things. If you only have 1 queen, bad. Only 1 Spore, bad. You need 2 queens or a queen and a Spore. Against 2 oracles, what you want to have are 2 queens and a Spore or 2 Spores and a queen. Or, 3 queens is also good. If you know where they're going to go and you have the requisite number of queens to get there. But the oracles could probably, this is what I'm talking about, could sneak into the natural base, get a few drone kills if they wanted to, but there's just no airspace back here to really sneak up, which is nice for the Zerg player. Third base coming in. Overlord sees it. I love getting Overlord speed. Zippity. Yeah, he doesn't even have a lair yet. So it looks like what he did, he went for the speed for the Zerglings, and then with the next 100 gas, he went for Overlord speed. And he gets a wonderful scout off. He really does. He sees the robotics facility coming up. He recognizes the timing on the third base. I mean, that's just, that is some delicious scouting. They're going to try to sneak up the right side, Susan and Susan's friend. But there's a queen and a, again, queen and a Spore, not ample. The oracle, oh, there's 3 oracles. Dude, get in there. See, they're going to get in there a little bit. Zap, zap, zap. 2 drones go down. There's only a queen and a Spore in the main base, too. Oracle has to get out of there because it's almost dead. I don't know about this. I feel like that's a lot of investment into oracles for approximately 4 drone kills, which does not bode well for the rest of the series. Or the rest of the game. Am I casting a best of 7 here? No, it's a twofer. C'est un twofer. Evolution chamber here from Rogue. What are we doing, man? What is your plan? It's definitely lair timing. Getting another Spore because of the oracle count, and it's so high. That Spore needs to finish, like, now. And it does. And it gets some shots off. Oof. Man, 2 Spore hits on an Oracle is so bad. Rogue also either needs a third base or he needs a Roach Warren. Ah, no, he has one. Roach Warren here. There it is. He's hiding it from me. Roach Warren, +1 missile attack, is going 2.5 base. It feels a little 2.5 base Roach Ravagery to me. Although he is droning and he is getting Infestation Pit. And he is getting a Dropper Lord over here? Yeah. Where are the... What's gonna drop, though? I guess these Lings could if they ran all the way around, but they're pretty... There we go. They're zipping around. They're zipping down here now. Trying to do that Ling drop again in the main base. It had some pretty good success. Oracle's actually getting a queen. But additional queens come up to help their friends. Here's the load up. And he's like, there's vision there. I can't morph any banelings because there's a pylon catching that. Zest learned from the last game. He's like, I want vision in my base. Those banelings came from somewhere. Oh, okay. Swarm Host Nidus. All right, man. Rogue's like, I need a win. Let's pull out Swarm Host Nidus and see what Zest can do about that. And honestly, if you can keep a Zerg player on the back foot, Swarm Host Nidus kind of sucks. It's not good on defense. If you can get in there before they really start wrecking everything, that's why you make a few Roaches and Ravagers first. You don't run directly to Swarm Host, right, if you're the Zerg player. Because this stuff shows up, and if you don't have anything, you just die. So here we go. Is he going to force the Locusts? He might force the Locusts in a defensive position, which is not good. Yeah, I don't know about engaging. That's not enough Roach Ravager to handle 2 Immortals and a bunch of speed lots, a bunch of charge lots there. Lings do actually just drop right into the main mineral line, which is hilarious. Trying to take down the 4th hatch, which would be a big deal because it's a 3-basing Protoss right now. No. Get the hatch. Get the hatch. Locusts are fighting. That's never good for you. Oh, they take down, but they force a cancel on the Warp Prism. Zealot's going to try to get the Immortal. Turner, you have to get the hatch. Meanwhile, Lings are in the natural base causing problems. Oh, I can't believe he's, no. Wait. The Immortal trying. Oh, he gets it. 50 damage per shot against Armored, which there's 49 HP left on that hatch. Kaputski. There's Zealots in each mineral line, so 10 probes went down during this little harassment. In addition, the locusts are here, and what do you do? One of you tries to kill a pylon. You guys kill pylon. Okay, so depower everything here. Seems pretty good to me. Also taking on the gateway just for good measure. I'm actually not sure you can get that pylon. Couldn't get it, but Roach Ravager at their front door, and suddenly Zest is in a bit of trouble, y'all. It's 98 to 54 army supply, and yes, a lot of that is in Swarm Host, but a lot of this is in Roach Ravager too. And there's just no Storm, there's no Disruptors. There's Unimmortal and Immortal. Zealots charging on in, causing problems. What is killing? Oh, big Zealot warping at the... Oh, this game. This is good. Defensive... defensive... Locusts getting tossed down. Which is good, because that means that's not Locust on the other side of the map. The bigger problem is that this is still happening. And Roach Ravager is really good against Charge Lot, and bam! Is that even a GG? Oh yeah, there's the GG. Yeah, he taken way too much economic damage. He only had 54 workers. He couldn't deal with this with just Zealots. And his income was bad otherwise. So that was... I don't know if that was necessarily a win of the Swarm Hosts. They killed a gateway and a pylon in this game. And I guess defensively they were pretty effective, forcing some stuff away. They killed a couple Immortals in that early engagement, which was really important. But yeah, man, I mean, the number of drones that died here, too, is pretty nuts. 16 drones down, 11 probes down. So I don't know. I'm not sure that Zest was in as bad a position as he thought he was. What did he... I guess 3 Immortals, 29 Zealots, 2 Archons. Yeah, man. 4 Adepts, 4 Stalkers. Like, I think you could probably handle this. Where was that army, though? I don't know where it was. Oh, no. That's lost. I'm an idiot. I'm like, man, he had 3 Immortals and 2 Archons. No, that's all the dead stuff. He had 9 Zealots for his army, and it was right here. It was all dead. Okay, let's forget that ever happened. This is actually going to be a sneaky threefer. How's that sound? Let's do a sneaky best of 3. You didn't see coming. So let's move into game number 3 here and see who wins this. It's going to be Rogue, going to be Zest. Both players looking pretty good today. Stick around. Let's find out. Sneaky best of 3 will conclude on Simulacrum. Top left, Rogue. Bottom right, Zest. Hey, you ever heard of the Falcon Paladin Hour? It's a podcast with myself and the Australian Somicron. We discuss video games, TV shows, movies, books, whatever nerdy stuff we're interested in. If you're interested in hearing me talk about stuff other than StarCraft, and sometimes, well, every podcast we talk about StarCraft, sometimes more than others, then just search Falcon Paladin on your podcast app, whatever it is. Apple Podcasts, Beyond Pod, Google Podcasts. We're there, man. If Windows Phone has a podcast app, then we're in there too. We're just everywhere on Earth. We're also on Spotify. So if you enjoy listening to your podcast on Spotify, we're there. Check it out. Just search Falcon Paladin Hour. So Zest really, really loves blocking the natural base. Even can do it on a huge map like Simulacrum, which is hilarious. It'd be cool as a cannon rush. Nah, Zest. Zest believes in himself too much to go for a cannon rush, which is kind of ridiculous, right? A cannon rush can absolutely kill a Zerg player. Look at this. There's no vision here. There's no vision. If this was a cannon rush and Zest was like pylon, pylon, cannon, 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 and then, you know, Robo, all that fun stuff after it, Warp Prism Immortal shenanigans, he'd probably win this game. But I don't know. Can you take a risk that Rogue won't scout down there? Can you hear the attack sound when drones attack? Listen real quick. Drones, attack. Attack this. Oh, it was too short. See how they have the little, like, spinning blades on this mech skin? It's one of my favorite things about StarCraft is this little mech skin. Get him. I like it. I like it a lot. Anyway, nothing too crazy here from Zest on the other side. He's just doing his thing. Hey, if you guys ever have any requests for specific games from tournaments you want me to cast, let me know. If it's not GSL, I'll probably have access to the replays. So if it's a GSL match, no, I can't cast it. It's not going to happen. But if it's ESL, then yes, the odds are very good I can actually cast it. Rogue not going for the third base here. This is... I wanted to clear out. Okay, so we had to clear it out with the Lings, and now he's going to take the third base once the probe is out and can't tell exactly what's going on, which is pretty scary, honestly. Ooh, hold on. hold on. He's droning up. He's droning up on 2 bases. Ooh, Zest. He needs to scout this now. Okay, there's your 3rd. All right. It's a little bit later than I would expect it to be, but it's not crazy late or just not happening at all, which would be nuts. All right, well, Overlord scouting to see what's up. There's not much to see at the front door. Oh, it is again. Okay. Resonating Glaive Adepts again. Overlord speed is coming in once more from Rogue. He needs to know what this is for posterity's sake. Adept comes in, sees no lair timing, sees no Roach Warren, sees no Baneling Nest, and says, all right, we're good. Nothing crazy coming out early. We can go ahead and afford to probe up a little bit more, work on these upgrades. Overlord speed is working on it. Pneumatized Carapace 10 seconds away. And we'll see. We'll see if Rogue can handle it. Again, he could handle it. It's just his follow-up was not very good in game 1, and as a result, he didn't have enough to hold off the counterattack of Zest. It's like a counter attack, right? Something like that. So Overlord speed's done, and this thing immediately cruises in and sees exactly what's happening. Got like wisps of stuff coming off him too. Maybe it's exhaust because it's the mech skin, right? Perhaps it is. So he sees everything. He's going to follow the Warp Prism as long as he can. It's a Roach Warren this time out of Rogue. We'll see what he can do here with the Roach Warren. I don't know. I don't feel like the Roach Warren has as much success as other, well, Banelings, for example, do. But, you know, it's just my personal opinion. I like the Spine coming up 3rd. That seems pretty good. Spine Crawlers, in general, really good against Adepts. Although, again, if you have ample Adepts and they have Resonating Glaives, they will burn down your Spine Crawler pretty fast. So don't go crazy with Spines, I guess is what I'm saying. It's a Dark Shrine follow-up here, whether for DTs or whether for Archons, I don't know. But I don't think he's really intending on trying to win with this. He knows there's a lot of Lings here. Speed was delayed a little bit. And some drones are going down. The target firing is pretty great, but getting surrounded by a bunch of Lings and a Spine Crawler is not ideal for these Adepts. Look how many of them are dying before they can transfer out. Only 4 of them make it over to the natural base, and there are Roaches and Lings there, and Rogue. I think he crushed that one. 5 drones down. In exchange for how many Adepts? 8 Adepts. Okay, 25 Lings died too, which is a lot of Zerglings. But I think he's going to try to go for DTs. He's like, you didn't make spores. You don't have a lair yet. I guess spores are now on the way, but look, DT's warping in. There's a window here where there are no Overseers yet. Oh, this is nuts. Adepts shading into the 3rd base where, again, there's a spine, but you can avoid it. DTs hacking away at these drones. They're going to shift-click on those, try to target them. Going after Queens, interesting lift, but there's the Overseer, and the DTs trying to turn themselves into Archons. That's not going to work out. Meanwhile, the Adepts at the 3rd base actually take down a Spore. They're going to try to take down... Oh, but the drones, though. Spine Crawler doing some serious damage. Drone kills starting to increase a little bit here. Warp Prism shenanigans coming into the main base to try to do what? Warp in additional DTs. Warp in 2 Adepts at the same time. Trying to get in here. Again, there's a Spore, but there's only a Queen, and the army is out of position to stop this. This has happened to me before, ladies and gentlemen. Rogue is not in a good place. He's really not. Look at they're not even scared of that Queen. Bam. Sucka. Going after the Spore so that detection is harder to come by. Okay, there's an Overseer. But the Spore goes down, and that means that the Warp Prism can pick him up and save them because the Spore is gone, and the Queens were not around. What a great match. This is so good. Zest is now warping in a 3rd base back home. Aspire is on the way from Rogue because he's like, you don't have a Stargate. You can't make Phoenix very easily, so tell you what, I'm going to go Mutalisks and see how you like that. Thing is that Mutas are good in offensive capabilities. And defense, where they're forced to engage in any capacity, they suck. Especially against things like, I don't know, Archons, which, by golly, we have the tech to make Archons, don't we? So we'll see. We'll see if Zest can hold this off or not. The Archon harassment here is it's trying to get stuff done. I really haven't seen Archon harass do much against an elite Zerg player in a long time. Well, you know, 3 more drones go down. It's even on worker count, which is not where Rogue wants to be right now. He wants to be ahead, but he's lost 15 drones in the first 7 minutes. Which I used to have that theory, right? If you kill 10 drones in the first 5, whatever, in the first 10 minutes, you're going to win a game against a Zerg player. But we've seen too much evidence that's not entirely true. That's 8. Good crikey. 20 drones down. The harassment is real. An Overlord dies. Doesn't supply block Rogue, but it's kind of close. All the Overlords have to go home because the Archons are going to mess them up. Roaches, Glial Reconstitution coming in. The Immortal. I mean, Zest is getting everything. He's got Archons. He's got Immortal Tech. Rogue's going to go for that Link Drop again, which he did a lot of work with in game number 2 and really helped him, I think, win that game. In game number 2, it helped a little bit. I mean, the Swarm Host a little bit too. It's just a combination of things. So, oh, Cannon in the Mineral Line is so good in this situation, though. Look at these Lings just die. Combined with Probes fighting them. Yeah, 6-kill Cannon. Not too shabby. Not too bad. There's still no 4th base from Rogue. He's going 8 Mutas. He's going Muta Roach. With +1 melee attack for the Zerglings he has, of which he has 0. He's making 10 Lings. Okay, I mean, maybe +1 Flyer or +1 Missile would have been better there, but it is Rogue. I'm not going to question him too much. All right, so the War Prism sees the Mutas coming in. I don't... Zest didn't really prepare for this. He's got a couple cannons. He's got 1 cannon in his natural mineral line. Oh, but the Archon, the War Prism Archon defense is actually kind of awesome. The Stalkers too, though. Damage is really good, but guess who's coming into the 3rd base? It's a whole bunch of Roaches. But Stalkers defending there. Zest is really responding to this well. And Rogue is tossing down a 4th. He's like, I needed a 4th, but I really need a 4th now. Overlord gets caught in the middle of the chasm. His pieces fall down into the depths of whatever this is. And Rogue's going home. This is so bad for Rogue. It's 67 to 68 workers. Zest is on 3 bases happily. Rogue does not have a 4th yet, mind you. And the Mutas just aren't getting anything done. Blink Stalkers, not surprisingly good here because they're just really good. Zest feels comfortable enough to take a 4th right now. He's like, I can handle this Roach stuff. So 4th base pops. We got Roach, mostly Ravager. Ravager Lingbane here. Gonna go against this. The force fields can be godly from Zest, so this is not gonna go well for Rogue. Guardian Shield is up. The Banelings don't have speed. The aggression here is real. The Muta's doing stuff in the main base, but not really. Lings are going to shut down that 4th base attempt from Zest, but I think if Zest just wins this, he doesn't care, right? So Force Field's up. Banelings crashing on the right side on some Stalkers. Not getting good trades there. Corrosive Vials down on the Force Fields, knocking those down. But I don't know if these Ravagers can handle this many Stalkers and this many Immortals. The Corrosive Vial damage is getting dodged pretty ably. Lings coming around the backside at the same time. Zealots handling those for the most part. So many Vials, you just can't dodge them all in this case from Zest. But the stim forward. The blink forward from Zest does chase away these Ravagers. 4th base got canceled. That's a problem. He still has a whole bunch of Stalkers with +1 attack down here. The Immortals also have +1 attack. I mean, is he gonna come up? He needs to kill this debris if he's gonna come up this way. That's what I'm saying. This is tight, man. This is turning into a pretty tight match. Overlord corpse falling down again into the depths. So the good news is he killed the 4th base, right? And he lost his own 4th base. But being on even bases with the Zerg player is good, and it always has been. Especially if it's a 3-3 situation, even dating back to Brood War. These things have been eternal for time immemorial. Rogue really likes this whole Ravager thing. So he's going for more Ravagers, which I can really support. It's Archons coming in right now from Zest. His 4th base kills a Changeling down here with probes. Actually, a bunch of Changeling corpses are up there too. And he's long distance mining with his 67 workers that he has. Income pretty even. Rogue has a bit of an advantage right now. But once this Nexus kicks in, I think Zest is going to be fine. But the hatch for Rogue should finish at the same time. And is he expanding again? No. Thought about it. Oh, it's a little cleaning bot. Hey, cleaning bot. No wonder this map is so clean. I like how you have a little fan on your back. For propulsion purposes, I guess. So Rogue's not mixing this up. He's just making Ravagers. He's getting +2 melee, which allows Banelings to one-shot probes. It makes them better against Zealots, I guess. Those banelings trying to do stuff, but nope. Caught out. Zest was ready and waiting for it. Scouting Overlord killed, and Zest just pulls back. He's like, hey, aren't you wondering what's down here? You don't know anymore because your Overlord is gone. He's going for a double-pronged assault. Oh, the response from the army is all here, which means Zest has kind of a free and clear attack down this way. Yeah, bit of a small window. He didn't quite like what he saw there. Army supply is up for Rogue, but maybe not as much as he wants it to be. 189 to 191. I mean, this is maxed out versus maxed out, y'all. 13 minutes. That's how good these players are. In as much harassment as there's been today, crazy stuff. The southern attack gets swallowed up by Lings and Banelings. The northern attack is going better, I think. Archon's getting any kind of damage on these Ravagers is nice because that bonus versus biological. But the Ravagers don't take bonus from the Immortals. They don't care about them as much as the Roaches do. Lings jumping into the natural base, going after a queen there. Archon's kind of getting caught out. Zealots on the backside, and the Ravagers don't know where to go. He's lost so many drones in this attack right now, and good game, Zest! Zest wins our sneaky 3 for our best of 3. In 13 minutes and 49 seconds for game number 3. That was tight. Oh my gosh, that was tight. That was a ridiculously close match. It really was. I mean, the fact that Rogue's 4th base never really got established in this game made it harder for him for sure. The dodging on the Corrosive Biles was elite from Zest. The Zealots getting into mineral lines was a humongous problem. This base was down. The warp-ins were amazing. The muta count was never high enough to deal with this warp prism, at least not at this point of the game. And Zest, I'm telling you guys, the shorter games, Protoss can get stuff done. If, like, Zerg can survive to 15 minutes, they're usually in a much, much better position. So, yeah, end of the game there. Rogue was sitting on... all of his Ravagers dead? Are those all corpses down here? That's all Ravager corpse, man. Their lights are on, but they're dead. Amazing. Yeah, so he was down to 16 Zerglings. What was it? And 40 probes to... or 40 drones to 67 probes, and horrible. Okay. Well, what a match. I mean, what a series of matches here today. Hope you enjoyed it, especially Protoss fans. Whew. That was incredible. 8 Mutalisks died. I don't feel like they got very much accomplished. Do you? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think Mutalisks are good against Protoss, even if they don't build a Stargate. 9 Archons died, 3 Immortals, 28 Stalkers went down, which is a lot, but 23 Ravagers got killed too. So end of the day, just that 4th base going down, where Zest only had to lose his 4th base, right? That's a fair deal. I mean, yeah, Protoss will take that any day of the week. So again, nice shot by him, and that is going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.